while in the body be vast and free. In the inner globe of consciousness, or the astral globe, the outer vast world is packed. Although the world is inside, it appears outside. How can such a small space accommodate a huge world? Since it is not feasible, the world is false and only appears to exist. Only a false, huge world can be created from the minuscule consciousness. Hence, the world is illusory, and only Brahman is true. The rising of the sun in the morning is the seed of the day. With the sun, there is morning, and also time. The sun means time, as its position in the sky indicates time. Among millions, only a rare one can reach the root or the seed of Atman. He is unbeatable in any argument. Have conviction as to what this consciousness is, and abide there firmly. This is meditation, and what is expected of a true seeker. As long as one has any expectation of a personal gain, there cannot be any realization of the truth. The word Atman means I, or the bodiless consciousness. We feel our presence due to the combination of body, prana, and consciousness. Our consciousness, which is formless, is due to the body, which has a form. Your experience of pain and pleasure is the result of your believing yourself to be a body. Prior to the birth of Rama, from the scripture Ramayana, existed the infinite and timeless Rama who was worshipped even by Lord Shankar. There is mention of this in our oldest scriptures. The spiritual teacher is termed as the guru. It is the teacher's consciousness which is the guru, and the same consciousness is also present in the disciples. The nature of self is happiness, and when we are happy, we are closer to self. Do you know that happiness is your very own true nature? The self and happiness are not two, but one. But you must have real knowledge of the self. The worship of the guru means to follow his instructions strictly. Your guru wants you to worship your consciousness, which means to meditate on it. Hold your consciousness by itself and not by intellect. Our body identification is an obstruction to true happiness. Our true nature is beyond consciousness and also beyond all qualities. Space is the body of consciousness. As space is fearless, so is your consciousness. Inspiration means light, the light of your consciousness. When you close your eyes, you see a shade. Sages have called it as Savala Rama, or the dark-complexioned Rama. Similarly, what you see without eyes is the Ganashyama, or the dark-complexioned Krishna. Have you seen him? Hence, Rama and Krishna are within us, and we are a storehouse of our own happiness. You must sing bhajans in non-duality. Out of all your memories and knowledge, the ones worth remembering are only Satguru's words. They are, you are neither the body nor anything like it, but you are that due to which the body is alive, and you are that formless, stainless, and dynamic pure Brahman. There is unlimited happiness when the body is forgotten. If you have faith in the Guru's words, your consciousness will take care of all your needs. If your inner Guru has a liking for devotion, Lord Rama, Lord of Death, becomes helpless. This body appears due to Paramatman. Hence, consciousness is called Atman. there is a possibility of seeing fearful visions, which cannot disturb one who is the Guru's true disciple. Atman is happiness itself, but one experiences unhappiness by taking himself or herself to be the body. Do not try to get benefited as an individual, but only as the manifested, because the individual is false and what is true is the manifestation. The individual is restricted with a separate body, but vast space is the body of the manifested. While you are in the body, feel free and vast. I am pure, formless Hansa, swan, which finally merges into Paramahansa. Whatever remains in your inner core and touches you, causes you pain or pleasure, let your Guru's words affect you in the same manner. The consciousness that listens to this is seen by you without seeing. It is the deep blue Ganashyama. You should clearly be able to see the seed in you which grows into the world. That should become your own experience. A devotee's true religion is full trust in the Guru. Living in millions of bodies, Atman is free of stains. Therefore, you need not worry about the purity or impurity of the body. There is also no need to change your lifestyle and renounce the world. Then your consciousness will start talking to you and you will have true knowledge of what love is. The concept of death will only be a joke for you. Stick to my words that you have no form other than consciousness. Do all your activities but without any worry. Remember that worry kills your intellect and energy. The appearance and disappearance of God in your body is spontaneous. What do you have? Do you observe how the present-day life is taking shape and why? Know that it is only a seasonal or a temporary affair. You believe in God and talk about Him, but what was His greatness prior to the appearance of your consciousness? You must know the seed of all this. It is time-bound and not everlasting, as time itself is untrue. Think about that because of which you know you are. The intellect which you presently have is also changing with time. Only the unmanifested is the truth. It is independent of time, unlike the manifested. The gods and goddesses are the power of mantra. All of us are also alive due to mantra. That mantra is the pulse due to the heartbeat. What you believe as real appears real to you, but it is all time-bound and does not last. What is this gabbling about birth and death? Who is there to take birth? This show is a play of the 5 elements, which come together to create physical bodies. The consciousness enjoys this play. The 5 elements themselves have no intelligence. God is full of mercy and cannot be the creator of this fearful world. How can He permit killing of one animal for the survival of another? This world is the result of irregularity and inequality. When these qualities vanish, there will be no world. Most of the people are only focused on making money and they should forget spirituality. The two cannot go together. Spirituality is possible only when you leave everything else for it. As long as you have your body identity, all your talk and activities appear real to you. If the body is true, all else is equally true. With the arrival of consciousness, your activities begin with the experience of pain or pleasure. Do you use your skillful intellect to go to sleep or to wake up? It is all spontaneous. Your waking state is as real as your dream state. Are you really an individual? Think about it. If not, is there any idea of profit or loss for you? Have you thought about why your beingness has appeared and how long it is going to last? You should not discuss this knowledge with everyone except with those who have no worldly desires. Why do you give so much importance to miracles? Is there any miracle greater than your own experience of existence? Is it not a wonder how your atomic being gives rise to this big world in a moment? All the 8 psychic powers are present in your consciousness. One who wants to use them has to make a special study. After self-knowledge, all these lose their importance. Your consciousness is prior to space. At least take yourself to be the space and go to sleep. The spiritual knowledge cannot be understood by mere words. It is also difficult to achieve by chanting mantra or by doing penance. It is important as to who imparts this knowledge, and also the attitude of the disciple. Out of love, Krishna imparted this knowledge to his friend and devotee Uddhava. Only Arjuna and Uddhava were lucky to receive this knowledge of Brahman from Krishna. That was the result of their pure love for Krishna. For them, there was no need to do any spiritual practices, which were a must for other seekers. Their love made them eligible to receive this profound knowledge, which is inaccessible to the senses. The practices which are done by the spiritual seekers are for the satisfaction of the mind, intellect, and desires. One does penance based on his concepts and sees the visions accordingly. The result satisfies them that their goal is achieved. Even in the scriptures like Vedas, there is confusion about the meaning of the words that are used. There is a great likelihood of seekers staying mired in concepts. Self-knowledge is beyond them. Though one uses words to explain spiritual knowledge, finally one has to leave everything and look within. This knowledge is never-ending. Almost at the end of his life, Krishna gave this factual knowledge to Uddhava. One must know the cause of his or her existence, along with the appearance of the world with it. We must also know how we were prior to the arising of this being. Krishna used words to explain the inner meaning of these words. Arjuna and Uddhava received this profound knowledge which is beyond words. You must continue to listen until there is no doubt left about what you are. One who trusts his or her guru remembers again and again what is heard. Remembering the guru also means remembering his words. What do you have? You only have the memory you are. You must know its true nature. Within the body are the 5 sense organs, and outside are the 5 elements. Inside there is one consciousness, and outside the 3 gunas, qualities. Also there is behavior of 3 types. Arjuna and Uddhava got the realization just by listening, as they really loved Krishna. Uddhava was fortunate to get this ultimate knowledge. The mundane knowledge must be preserved carefully, but that does not apply to the knowledge imparted to Arjuna and Uddhava. Other people who did not trust Krishna were more interested in their spiritual practices. Even those people who could live for thousands of years and die when desired, prostrated at the feet of Krishna. What does it mean? The real contentment of self-realization is changeless. One who has the experience of samadhi does not get involved in spiritual business. Without full faith in the guru, there is no hope of true knowledge. The unmanifested remains the same, although there is the arising and setting of the universe. The consciousness is unaffected by the mental modifications, as they are unrelated. When consciousness becomes free of all tendencies, there is samadhi. Everyone wants knowledge, which can be conveyed by words, but self-knowledge is beyond words. The core quality, or the essence of various things, is called as tattva. Such knowledge is there in the Upanishads. But Arjuna and Uddhava could hear the knowledge of self. The words have their meaning and effects. The use of words is inevitable to describe a state where words cannot reach. All doubts about our true nature must be cleared. The knowledge of the world is of no use. While listening to the self-knowledge, the consciousness grows and pervades the whole existence, finally merging into niranyana, or the Absolute. The consciousness of the listener must be pure. Whatever you do only entertains you, without giving you the happiness that is readily available, only on forgetting yourself. When one meditates with full faith in the Guru, self-knowledge is propitiated. Love and devotion for the Guru is not an ordinary thing. The mantra given by the Guru exposes the cause of the concepts of birth and death, which then dissolve. One who regularly chants the mantra will have clear knowledge of everything. When that knowledge shines, one soon develops conviction about it. Remembering the Guru's words again and again is the greatest dhyana yoga. Always keep in mind the importance of your consciousness, as per the Guru's words. Remembering the Guru's words itself is meditation. In this memory, all other memories dissolve. This is the way to go beyond. Then you will understand how this temporary existence merges into our eternal being. Your body is food, which means food of your consciousness. You come to know your existence due to sattva or food juice. Placing firm faith in the Guru will clear all your doubts. The simple, guileless devotees reach the destination faster. They remember their Guru or God throughout their lives, and at the end, when others die in fear, these devotees call out to God full of devotion. Then they see light which dispels all their fears. They forget themselves and merge into the Absolute. The vital breath leaves, but there is no rebirth. On the other hand, the intelligent are absorbed in their imagination, and they are reborn as per their last concepts. Your consciousness has no form. The concepts that one likes are shared with others. Those who appreciate them become the followers, giving rise to a new creed. This is the origin of the different creeds in the world. The real facts are, however, quite different and not worth mentioning. When there is no beginning and no end, how can there be any middle? Even then, people are busy with their observances and practices based on their concepts. It is difficult to remain without activity. Hence, there is the need to get involved in some activity or another. But Sai Baba of Sriyadi was absorbed in the ancient, timeless, and the eternal. He was beyond all concepts. He did not give any initiation to people, and there was no chance of any new creed. As long as one is alive, there is influence of some concepts which may have only a temporary existence. The concept of being the body is most common. Only a rare one knows the importance of consciousness and sees himself to be separate from the body. When one identifies with the body, The mistake of being a doer accompanies it. The result is experience of pain and pleasure, which is easily accepted as unavoidable. Your imagination of being this and not that is indirect knowledge. To realize by oneself what one is actually is direct knowledge. When you remember the teachings of your guru, it is as good as remembering the guru. Realizing God means becoming God. Ignorance can pose as knowledge, but only for a short while. Our existence is unstable due to the states of waking and sleep, which alternate. As long as there is knowledge of being awake, there is no real peace and rest. Drop all that which you are not. There is no activity in that. In Bhagavad Gita, there is mention of yogic practices, but did Arjuna or Uddhava practice them? They received knowledge and were set free. Arjuna told his friend and guru that he would do as told as long as there was consciousness residing in his body. That was the only duty left for him. Even while engaged in war, his samadhi was undisturbed. His contentment remained intact. You will understand all this only when you yourself become a guru. But the need to know anything will not remain. You have the self-luminous consciousness undesired. It is the giver of great happiness. Your so-called happiness is nothing compared to it. Sage Tukaram calls it as Panduranga. I call it as the feet of the Guru. What is Panduranga in duality are feet of the Guru in non-duality. Consciousness gives food and water to innumerable living beings. Is there anything when your consciousness is not? Therefore its importance is very great. Your consciousness is formless and full of love, which is its contentment. We like to exist, or it is our love for existence. Understand the importance of consciousness. It is in your heart, and Vedas and Puranas sing it praise. When the atomic consciousness leaves, one is declared dead. I repeat here that you must know its great importance. It can get you your true status as the Absolute. Then there will be no need to struggle for happiness, which you will see as your normal state. It means your separation from it will vanish. This consciousness is also called as the sun, Balmukunda, Madhusudan, etc. Your tongue is only a piece of leather. Is there any taste when there is no Madhusudan in the body? While praising Hari, Uddhava is describing his own state. In the book Das Bodh, there is a description of Rama and also self-knowledge. In reality, Swami Ramadas is actually describing the self that he realized. Without the presence of the Guru's feet in you, no witnessing can happen. You are that which existed even when the 5 elements, including the sun and moon, were not. Uddhava had got confused by believing the unreal to be real. After getting knowledge, he became free. The Vedas were short of words to praise consciousness adequately. Never forget your Guru's command to regularly meditate on your consciousness, which is of the greatest importance, since it is your own self, as you will realize in due course. Never argue with the ignorant. They are correct, as per their intellect. Let them have their satisfaction. Never challenge or oppose them. Believing is for the ignorant, not for a jnani. It is true that the company of a sage transforms the listener, but the latter should be ripe for it. As long as you think yourself to be the body, the concept of sin and merit will trouble you. It influences you as per your mental impressions. The religious teachings have changed with time. Take the example of the Puranas, which no longer influence you. The first sign of your existence is the appearance of space, which is your light. Do you see space in your sleep? Your consciousness is your main requirement, and you have its company. You try to preserve it at any cost. You are sure to be nothing without it. What does not end need not be guarded. Are you not witnessing your existence without any effort? It is true that there was a time when this consciousness was absent, and now it is present. The witnessing of consciousness happens to you. One who witnesses should be present prior to witnessing. You must meditate regularly in order to be ripe to understand all these things. You learn what consciousness and meditation are from a Satguru. The consciousness was absent prior to the appearance of the body, and now it is present. Who knows that it was absent? Who knows that it is present? People say that they will need many births for getting self-knowledge, as that is what they have heard and accepted as true. The ignorant has to believe, but a jnani knows that there is no question of believing. There is awakening when the quiet reigns within, without being aware of it. If someone claims to be liberated, be sure he is still dreaming. Can you say why you woke up from deep sleep? Also, why did the dream appear in sleep? Your waking state has delivered this world. The experience of waking up and the appearance of the world are simultaneous. Without waking, there is no world. The waking state is a duplicate of the dream state. Our present talk is also going on in a dream. As the dream state is false, so is our waking state. Think why you are experiencing your own existence. It is necessary to listen to a guru, chant his mantra, and meditate. You become wiser by listening. For a sharp intellect, mere listening is enough for getting liberation in a short time. You behave as per your mental impressions. Only waking and sleep happen spontaneously. Other functions need training. The word Satchitananda is a combination of three words. Ananda, or bliss, is quality. All things last as long as there is consciousness, and Chidananda means the joy of consciousness. Consciousness and Atman are words or names given for better communication. Give your full thought to be thought-free. Do not give much importance to any thought. One who becomes free of all thoughts becomes free of all worries about sustenance and self-protection. All your experiences, including those of the world, are not favors granted by any god. It is all a spontaneous happening. Your body is in space, which surrounds it from all sides, but your consciousness is beyond space. The whole space is light of consciousness. When your body identity goes, you will see yourself pervading the entire space. What is the original concept at the root of all? It is your I am, or I am awake. In the absence of any concepts, what can we call ourselves? In deep sleep or samadhi, what can we say about ourselves? The state without consciousness is concept-free. We act in this world based on our concepts, which have no existence. The concepts are bodiless, or they are unborn. Your existence does not depend on concepts, and you can be without them. You are consciousness, of which the whole space is only a small part. It is very subtle in nature, subtler than even space. You can exist without making any announcement about it. You will know your bodiless nature after your realization. Where all virtues or meanings come to completion is called Paramartha. It is the highest or complete meaning. Yoga means union, and the one who attains it is a yogi. The union of Prakriti and Purusha is a must for the consciousness to appear, which indicates one's arrival along with everything else. The people who think that they are their bodies have no spare time to discriminate and discover what they really are. They do not know what has appeared due to the union of two entities. Every object has a name, which is some word. A group of words with a certain meaning is called a mantra. Various mantras are responsible for the worldly activities. Hence, they are just words that control activities. A mantra means instructions to do as stated. There are no words without prana. The experience there is the world follows the sense I am. Hence, there is nothing like the world other than words. In this world, it is all fun to show many things from nothing. You also know that it is your own word which makes you happy or unhappy, and the chances of becoming unhappy are greater. The original word has taken many forms. Another term for word is mind, which is as per the impressions. Your behavior is in line with all these, as the whole existence is because of words. Be free of words. Now drop me and mine and meditate. Only a jnani can be a witness to Prakriti and Purusha, whose union happens continuously. When the atomic consciousness, which is extremely small, shines, it becomes the huge world. The waking that appears in deep sleep is atomic. The formidable world is seen in it. This itself is enough to prove that all of it is false. How can a very small space contain a very big space? You cannot have lasting peace without the true knowledge of your atomic consciousness. In the absence of knowledge of the subtle, you identify with the gross body. This universe originates from ignorance, into which it merges again. If you honestly accept to be ignorant, you are that Para-Brahman. Those who claim to know are ignorant. Only a body identity can deserve a blessing like, "You are blessed and you will do fine." Only a jnani can question, what is the meaning of being blessed? The slight waking that happens in deep sleep is the primary illusion. In the absence of waking, there is no question of calling anything illusory. On waking, you see the world. What is false, the world or waking? Know that all the affairs of life are false. This knowledge will free you from all your troubles. Apply viveka to know in whose light everything appears and why and how that happens. Paramatman means I am alone, myself. When you meditate on yourself, leaving the body identity, you become Narayan. Your consciousness is described by the mantra given to you. Do not worship it imagining any form. The body identity must get dropped from your awareness. Then all else will be all right. The concept that I have a body and I am meditating should go. When you say that you have forgotten to meditate, one who says it has not forgotten. Just as all golden ornaments are made of gold, all words are made of me and I amness. A guru's grace means awakening of consciousness. You must prove the guru's teachings by your own realization. You cannot judge the effectiveness of the guru mantra by visiting sadhus and mahatmas. You must have faith in your guru. Since death can happen any moment, how can you remain away from the guru's words? Do you have any control over your existence? Even Rama and Krishna had to leave. our exit is certain, then how can you forget the Guru's teachings? They are real devotees who shine in their knowledge of the self. Some live naked, becoming one with the surrounding nature. They do not follow any rules and regulations, but behave as per changes that take place within them. Some do not talk, but only abuse. A sage is unconcerned with his talk and actions. The primary need of everyone is to exist somehow, which is over for jnanis. Hence there is a difference between the two. What do you have to indicate God's presence in you? Your consciousness itself is God. The worries of an individual are like snakes. They cannot bite the sages, who are not their bodies. Light is spotless, but the body and mind are not. We use the term Bhagavan, which means God, for light. The empty space is light of the great God. What is the difference between your light and the light of space? The self in you is unaffected by your behavior. When God knows consciousness and becomes its witness, it becomes clear that space is His light. Everything is contained in the light of God. Our consciousness is God's natural quality. With consciousness appear the 5 elements, which include our world. The color of your vision is the same as that of space. All living forms are God's incarnation to which various names have been given. Were there any names before that? Your consciousness is God's expression. Hug it. All are God itself. What is the sex of light, male or female? Everything is consciousness. When God is in us as our I am, He is present in every living being as its I am. As you are not your body, forget that you are a human. Your light is the light of God. That light is also in a stone, but speechless. It is more prominent in you. Due to our consciousness, we come to know our existence and also that of other objects. Paramatman means I am alone, myself. He is our true nature, and even God worships Him. We have direct knowledge of our existence even without asserting it. What has a rising and setting merges into Paramatman. If the knowledge of Brahman has weight, who will feel it or bear it? If one has no body, the devotee who has direct knowledge says, I am not the body. Then who got realization? The experiences can be described, but not the experiencer. When the words become silent, even the names of gods lose their meaning.